Hello, so we are here for Wellbeing Brunching, me and my guest Ekaterina, today to discuss and share knowledge for your health and happiness, a monthly initiative. So if you ever subscribe, you're on the email list and you will always get a notification when the new Wellbeing Brunching is gonna come on. And I am Nora, well-being practitioner, helping people to supporting them through the lifestyle changes, helping with nutritional advice, movement practices like yoga and personal training, as well as mindset tools. And today we are here to talk about mindset specifically. I have an expert in it, Ekaterina. Katerina is a life coach. She's also trained in Reiki. So she knows all the answers about how to create the calmness, the peace as a founder of her newest project, Wellness Studio, Peace of Mind. So please, Katerina, tell us more about it. It's so exciting.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very excited. I always cringe when I hear the word expert because I think of myself as a forever student. But thank you. Yes, so I've decided to launch a new project on top of what I'm doing called Peace of Mind because it's just so important now for people to find more peace, specifically in their thoughts, in the way they're thinking, because of global changes, because people are spending a lot more time by themselves with their own thoughts. They can be either your best friend or turn into your enemy. So that's why the focus is on having a peaceful mind to make peace with yourself and enjoy living in your body and in your head.
Great. What is that led you to this journey to do what you're doing right now?
I was very, very career focused and trained in law in England and worked in insurance law for a while. And then one day I just realized that my inner child, like that mystery, that sense of excitement about life was disappearing and that everything was becoming mundane and the same. And I remember I used to go swimming every morning before work and I just stood there in the pool and I was like, oh, really? Is this all my life's ever going to be now? And then just out of nowhere, I never went swimming on a Saturday because it was full of kids and, you know, you get in their way and they probably get in your way of training too. And I bumped into a friend of mine from university and I was like, my God, Ricky, is that you? And he was like, yeah. I was like, you look amazing. You look better than like 6 years ago. What have you done? Whatever you're doing, I want that. And he's like, oh, I changed my life. I've changed my diet. I'm doing Reiki. I was like, I have no idea what this Reiki is, but can you please sign me up? And so the week after that, I contacted his teacher and went for classes. And she was like, so have you ever had it before or read about it? I was like, no, Reiki is living proof it works. So that was it. And then my journey started and slowly, I transitioned fully into energy work, healing. I went to India and Sri Lanka, studied Ayurveda, tried out many different things. And then I realized that life coaching was really what spoke to me the most because it's a new concept and it covers what we need and what I offer people, like how to organize your life, how to organize your thoughts, how to improve everything that you do. And so life coaching really fulfilled me for the last 3 years. And then I decided that I wanted to go bigger because life coaching it's really nice, but you're giving all of yourself to an individual and there are only so many sessions you can run. Whereas if you're giving yourself to individuals only part of the week and then doing more mainstream things, you're sharing your knowledge with more people. So that's
Wow.
pretty much my journey.
It's impressive, and I mean, you changed your life just by, you know, seeing the living proof. But for all of us who don't know what is the Reiki, can you tell us a little bit more what it is?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, since I've studied Reiki back in 2011, it has changed so much. So I'm going to explain what the classical Reiki is. I don't have, unfortunately, I should have prepared this, but I don't have the exact dates. But since photographs have been invented, there was a gentleman called Itsui, and he created a Reiki system. He had this vision of symbols and learned to channel energy and heal with his hands. And each of the symbols represents, it's actually, it's not just some made up symbols, it's an ancient Japanese writing. So it's like a spoken word, an intention. And he opened up hospitals which still run in Japan, real hospitals that only use Reiki, and you go through a long training period, and they're very, very successful, very, very successful. And I suppose you're not necessarily sharing your own energy, you're helping another person awaken their energy to heal themselves, like a mirror, because you're able to bring through. It's like if I start laughing and say something funny, you start laughing. It's a unity consciousness. It's the same thing with Reiki. If I'm in the flow, if I believe you can heal, you believe me, you trust in me, your body heals itself.
That's really interesting. Can you tell us like how, let's say, a consultation looks like? How does it actually happen in life?
So traditional Reiki, you would, if you go to the hospital or to a Itsui Reiki practitioner, you will sit down or lie down and they will place hands on each part of your body. It can take up to 3 hours, it can take 20 minutes, but usually people keep it to about an hour. And in that time, the practitioner will draw symbols in the air or in their mind's eye, if that's helpful to them. I moved away from using symbols quite quickly, and because of my Christian lineage, I started using prayers and calling upon angels. That for me was very powerful. And I noticed a greater effect of energy flowing through my body because, of course, it's faith. Whatever we tell our mind, it believes. Whatever we practice happens. And it's not some kind of magic. It is literally your power to heal yourself, your power to make whatever you believe happen. And I have had some clients who didn't believe and they had an effect. So maybe my belief was stronger. I don't know. I hypnotized them. But anyway, it works. So the session, you lie down or sit down, the practitioner goes through each of the chakras, which are your energy centers on the body. And then you're free to leave. More recently, people have started using a short guided meditation to help the person relax and have relaxing music, and also a grounding practice at the end.
Wow, that sounds quite an experience. Have you had any clients have told you like what was their experience?
Yes, I mean, some people drift off into like a fantasy world, like a dream state. Some people just snore really loudly very quickly. And other people feel relaxing sensations, burning, tingling. It really depends on what experience you're ready for. But I've noticed when a person is ready for a reset and they just need a break, they tend to just fall asleep.
That's a nice way of healing, just having a nap while somebody else does the job.
And another thing that many clients have commented on is how quickly the time goes. And I remember one lady said to me, "Is that it?" I was like, "It's been an hour and 20 minutes." And she's like, "I don't believe you." And she had to check her phone to see that it was really that long. She's like, "But I only just shut my eyes and it now it's finished."
That's a very nice way of, healing indeed. But continuing on the topics that about the healthy mind, what is the Reiki take and your take on the healthy mind?
Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction to answer this question, so just bear with me. Since the time of the traditional Reiki came through, many other Reiki systems have developed and energy healing systems have developed. And the traditional Reiki, it's very strict on how you learn and how you prepare yourself for the practice. And there are certain principles of being a good person, behaving in certain ways in your life in order to be able to practice energy. A lot of this has been lost. And in the New Age movement, people are working with these energies, but not making lifestyle changes in order to actually practice it correctly. And now, while I'm not saying that their energy isn't good, big havoc can happen in their life, because if you're doing a particular kind of action, but your life doesn't reflect it, either the action is not going to work or that action is going to force your life to change. I don't know if you guys have noticed, girls, ladies, sometimes you make a wish, an intention to change your life. And then before you know it, if you think back, oh, I made this wish, suddenly all these weird things start happening in your life, like the TV breaks or something else. And then what you'll realize that it happened for a reason, because you wanted it to happen and your life is helping you make that a reality. But because you didn't take the steps yourself, it's creating havoc for this to happen. And to answer
Of
your
my life, I
question,
guess I could say, sorry for interrupting. I'm just like thinking of my life. There could have been a coincidences like that, I think. Yeah,
I think so,
continue.
because our mind, our reality works for us. Anything we want, our life will make it happen. But if we're not actually doing the right steps, it's going to force us through.
I have definitely had the stories that maybe not about the forcing, but the stories that complete accidents of things that then the life took care of me and very seriously. So I could say that yeah, there is this. I have had it when I have needed, in like deeply needed.
Absolutely. And I think the example that you're talking about, this deep need, that's when our soul, like our higher purpose, is like, I'm going to force you to the right direction. And this can be sometimes even like more unpleasant circumstances, which are actually, in hindsight, an incredible gift. And so, having seen all of these patterns, I understood that even from giving people Reiki sessions, I wasn't doing necessarily them enough of a service. I needed to help them understand that now they've had an energy alignment, what do they actually need to do to help themselves to bring that energy forward? So whatever healing that they wanted for, like a relationship, pain, more money, less bad thoughts, anything that they wanted the healing for, the healing will do it, but then if they don't have the skills and clear guidance of how to update their life, they're going to go into a healing crisis. Things are going to happen that are going to force them, that are going to teach them the lessons the hard way.
Is it possible
And
to ask a question now? Because
yes,
I'm very curious if you're open to share from your own experience. Because of course it was a snapshot of how it went. Like you went to the Reiki, and then the healing and the process started. So did you manage to do it yourself then, with the alignment of your energy, and you started listening to yourself and started uncovering stuff? Or did you have a coach yourself, someone who was helping? Like, briefly, if you'd like to share a bit your process.
oh yeah, absolutely. These please ask as many of these kind of questions. Like Nora said, we're here for you to entertain you and help you. I think you're really hitting the nail on something here. I think I wanted more than anything a guide, a coach. And I looked for so many, and I changed so many teachers, and I looked for deep guidance here and there and everywhere. And I would say mostly went on the journey independently and had to unravel difficult guidance or little like glimpses of hope or light, like hold on to them and climb towards them. So I think definitely this was a drive for me to help others not to go through such a difficult journey, because it was really hard. I went full vegan, went raw vegan, then my body was like, can't handle this, you can't, it's too much. So I had to go and then find a balance, and I was just thrown from side to side and kept on coming back to center because of my faith, because of my Christian faith. And that was my anchor. That was my, let's say, life coaching guide. I think if I didn't have those strict principles that the Orthodox Church kind of guides you towards, like being a, balanced person, giving to yourself, giving to others, and so on and so forth, it would have been much harder for me. I don't know what paths I would have gone, because there are so many different teachings, from Tibet, from China, from India, from everywhere. And if you don't have a really good teacher, like what you're saying, like a life coach, it's really easy to get lost. It's really easy to hold on to a small piece and forget about the bigger picture. So yes, it was challenging. And yeah, I had some guides along the path that just showed up. And another thing, to answer your question a little bit more deeply, at each stage of my development, a new guide showed up. So I would have like a teacher or teachings that would be open to me, books I was reading. And then when I was ready to level up, suddenly something different would show up, maybe more strict, maybe a different point of view, something to challenge more of my self. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. And continuing on the, yes, Morgana says it makes sense. So thank you. And then continuing of the healthy mind, what is your take on the healthy mind, and maybe some guidelines for someone who is just starting out?
Yes, that's an excellent question. And I can answer that very clearly. I might change that answer in some years to come, but for me right now, this is 100% how I see it as truth. A healthy mind is one that works for you, just like your body. Like a healthy body, it does what you need it to do. It listens to you, it wakes up, it stretches, it can pick stuff up. And the same way, a healthy mind, it thinks the thoughts which are good for you. It reminds you of things that you need to do and motivates you. It reacts to stressful situations in a fast, effective way, and then afterwards quickly recovers. It doesn't stay in a stress state. It's able to be flexible. It's able to learn new things. It's able to grow into the person, the best version that you want to be every single day. That's, to me, a healthy mind.
That sounds amazing. So how do we get there? Tell us the secret.
Well, from my journey, what I have discovered is the best way to have a healthy mind is to make it your friend, not your enemy. Because sometimes if you want to create a new habit, you want to start doing this or you're doing that, you're battling your mind. You're forcing it, oh, come on, you want to, and of course we have to do some of that to use our willpower. But in order to create more time, more enjoyment, do things easily, you've got to become best friends with your mind. And I really love Marissa Peer's work, who explains the mind to be like a little child, right? It will believe whatever you say to it. It will do whatever you want. And the same way, like especially let's say like 2-3-year-old toddlers, like if you want them to do something, you've got to be really entertaining and kind and play around and almost trick them like through fun. And then they'll be like, yay, I want to clean the floors. I love cleaning the floors. And then for the rest of their life, they'll love cleaning, you know? So it's the same thing with your mind. You've got to be playful and kind and create inspiration for it. But unfortunately, a lot of us, because of how we've heard the parental voice in our ears, and the parental voice is not necessarily just from parents, teachers, grandparents, caretakers, many people. We have this voice imprinted in our head, which is like, you're not good enough. If you don't do this, you'll get punished. You better go and do this or do that. And then it's not fun. It's not easy. It's like, ugh, and the brain doesn't want to do it. So you've got to reprogram your parental voice, number one. And number two, reprogram patterns of thoughts in your head to make them fun, exciting ones. Like, oh, I can't wait to wake up at 5 a.m. and see the sunrise. Oh, I see it like on postcards all the time. It must be so amazing. You know, like you've got to, we don't have to be American and hype everything up. You can speak, I mean, I'm not racist or anything, I promised against Americans. I am Russian, but my daughter's half American, so I love them. But yeah, you don't have to be like crazy and hyped up, but you do have to make it like loving, caring, fun, kind, this internal self-dialogue.
That sounds all great and also a hard job. So are there any strategies that you could, give us?
It's a hard job just at the beginning. I think the hardest part is learning to actually see what you're thinking. If you are able to have enough self-awareness, then it's easy. Because this self-awareness, you suddenly go, wow, am I actually thinking this? And then what you do next is you challenge it. Why am I thinking this? But if you're not having the first important part, self-awareness, first of all, you might not notice it. And then by the time you do notice it, you'll go into the negative parental voice, which will be like, oh my God, I'm doing it again. I'm so, and this is totally not the right the right thing, because you're just creating more programs. So self-awareness, and then, okay, why am I thinking this? Challenge it. Is it true? And then what you'll notice that as you do this is you'll find why it comes up. And then you're able to heal the why, what the triggers are. I think the best thing to do is do an example.
Yes, please.
Because we're talking about healthy food, let's say, like healthy diet. It's not my area of expertise. I have done a lot with it, but I'm not going to teach something that I'm really bad at. But we will use an example for food. And okay, maybe let's say, do people have an issue with eating like cake or sugar? That tends to be a biggie.
I definitely have it. So we can take me as an example. I have had a sweet tooth for ages. I have done loads of work with it. Now it's much better, but I know there are many out there, us that really struggle with the sugar, sweets, all sorts of treats. So yes, help me.
Yeah, so we will use this as an example. And okay, a bit of sweet thing is okay. Like being too strict is not good. But you could be fulfilled with like a very small amount or some fruit. The issue here is seeing the chain of events. The eating of something sweet, especially in large amounts and like this, is not the problem. The problem has started somewhere way before. By the time you're eating that sweet thing, you've already lost control of your mind. You've already gone into the chain. This is already the last piece. And if you start having self-awareness, questioning your thoughts, writing them down, seeing what they are, what you'll notice is that every time before you stuff your face, and I'm not talking about nicely, just, oh, you know what, I feel like a little bit, but I mean like, oh, I really want this. There is a trigger, a thought happened or an action. Usually you got scared or you got anxious or you felt like you were never going to be able to have this opportunity again. And it all goes back to your childhood of how you dealt with stress back then. So it could be even that somebody says something and it's comfort eating. But what are you comforting? What are you comforting? What are you covering up? What emotions, what truth, what fear are you swallowing down with this quick fix pleasure to bring your serotonin back up instead of like going into that energy?
I mean, that's probably there is, I mean, I can see it as a pattern. Let's say if I take myself as an example, but then while I'm doing all this digging, because I'm sure that's going to take, a while to go all the way back to the childhood and then dig what happened there. Do you have any strategies of like people that cannot stop? Because the problem is like, okay, as you said, I ate a piece of chocolate, I'm fine. Sometimes it happens, but many times it doesn't happen. So what do I do from there? How do I make myself stop while I'm also uncovering maybe somewhere the childhood situation or anything that I'm covering up with this? How do I deal with what's now?
Well, it doesn't have to be a long journey. It can actually be quite quick. We can do a quick exercise now, and then you'll be able to see how to stop as well. If everybody is ready, it will take about 4 minutes.
Sure. I mean, I'm ready. Give me a thumbs up if you want to. Awesome. I see. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so you can either close your eyes or keep them open, but allow your eyes to relax in their sockets. Taking a deep breath in, breathing out through your mouth, breathing out completely. One more breath in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, completely letting go. And now breathing in gently through the nose, breathing out through the nose, returning your breath to normal rhythm, feeling completely relaxed in your body, feeling your head, feeling your shoulders, feeling your stomach, feeling your legs, feeling your feet. You are completely relaxed in your body, surrounded by peace, safety, allowing your breath to take you into a deeper and deeper state of relaxation. And now I'd like you to imagine an image or think back to a time where you felt the need to eat something because you had a particular feeling in your body. And now feel where this feeling in your body was. Was it in your throat, in your chest area, in your stomach? Can you sense, can you see, feel, imagine, describe what this feeling is? Perhaps you'll know exactly what it is, or maybe you see it as a color or a texture. Let this feeling float in front of you now. Put it into a bubble of light. Imagine it in a bubble of light in front of you. Separate it from yourself and view it. Ask yourself, ask this feeling, what does it need from you? What is it asking you to feel? What do you need to do in order to bring it to peace, to let it go? Perhaps it needs reassurance that you are safe, that you will always have enough to eat. Perhaps it needs reassurance that you are loved, that you are good enough, that you will succeed and have the ability to move forward with whatever you have planned. And that you will have energy enough to do all you set out to do. Reassure this feeling, reassure this belief that when it was created, it was a good thing. You thought it was a good thing based on your life experience back then. Since then, you have grown, you have evolved. And now you know that this is not the best action to take at that time. That going forward, you wish to eat with enjoyment at a time of your choice. And that you now allow yourself to experience this emotion and let it go. You are able to move through it easily. Now imagine the most beautiful light. You might pick perhaps a green color of the light, or a blue, or white, or yellow, maybe even purple. Maybe all the colors are flowing in. Allow these colors to come through into your body, moving into your head, moving into your chest, down your arms, into your stomach area, down your legs, all the way to the bottom of your feet. And let this light shine at this feeling, completely dissolving it, noticing the feeling floating away further and further and further. Breathing out, gently breathing out through your nose, letting it go. You are safe. You have moved on. You are able to enjoy food at the correct times that you choose to. You are filled with love and joy and are able to move through life's challenges with ease. Now I'd like you to focus on your physical body and notice if there are any sensations, perhaps of tension or stagnation, any thoughts or sensations in your head, thoughts in your mind. I want you just to breathe them out. Imagine that with each out breath, anything, any tension, anything that doesn't serve you is just leaving now. Breathing out, letting it go. And you keep seeing this beautiful light flooding into your body, and completely dissolving all the tension. Dissolving, releasing, completing, letting go, letting go, letting go. Now with a sense of freedom, just take a moment to be in your body. Enjoy being in your body. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and just take maybe 10 seconds to observe the room, to observe your state. So just for 10 seconds. Okay, so this was a very fast run of a longer practice, but I'm going to tell you a short practice that you can do in a moment. But you may have had a memory or a feeling or a thought come up when you first thought of it. You might even remembered where it came from. The first stage of you letting it go is complete. It might be all fully complete. If it's not, do not dive into it as truth. Dive into it as something you're finishing clearing off. It's not true. You're letting go of non-truth rather than trying. That makes sense. And so, yep, go on.
Is it important to really remember what it was?
No,
Yeah.
it's not. No.
Because for me, I like many times when it's about childhood and I don't know where it comes from. Was it because I was feeling non-safe? No idea, but I don't have the memory. So I'm like, I know the feeling very well. I experience the feeling, and I'm definitely a overthinking person. So for me, it's like I want to understand. Like, so the closure, is it needed, or I can just make?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The closure is not needed to remember what it was or understand what it was. It might come back to you later if it's needed, But the key, and this is the practice that we're going to do in a minute, is to work with this feeling. Okay, so
I can just a small to say, I can completely agree with Gargana. It's the same for me. I also have always a hard time remembering the specifics of it, or specific occasion, or specific person that might have said something of any type of a childhood memory. So I think it's completely fine, as you said, like not to remember it, because I also just had a feeling. And for me personally, and also for others maybe who watch, for me it was also hard to, you know, kind of directly receive this, like, okay, this is this food and this is how I felt. So it took me a bit of a time to just kind of allow it to come. So it's just for anyone watching, and you know, if it didn't happen today, it's completely fine as well. What do you think, Ekaterina?
I think that just participating in the practice is enough. It's totally enough, 100%. And it will come or it will just disappear. It doesn't matter. Anything that you intend to come and let go of, it will process. Sometimes we have blocks, sometimes we have resistance, but the fact that you took the time to practice this short visualization and feeling in the body, it's enough. Just to prove that this is 100% true, when I first started doing Reiki, my teacher said to me, even from level 1, my energy was as strong as a master, but I couldn't feel anything for like the first year. I worked so hard. I did so many meditations, everything. And then just one day I could feel stuff and could see things and could, like, it just switched on. But honestly, I practiced day and night, day and day and night. But it was happening. It just, I had many different blogs and a busy mind, and because of my very practical logical education as well, I couldn't really tap into that bit because some childhood trauma, many reasons. It didn't make any difference at all. The healing was happening. And so, and even if you sometimes, what I noticed as well, after reviewing in hindsight, I did feel some things. I just wasn't in tune with feeling them. So the feeling,
If I hear you right, so anyone who didn't really feel much, or like it seemed like nothing really happened, the healing was still happening, and even without feeling it, just doing a practice is enough.
Absolutely, absolutely, because you just might not be in tune with the feeling. So it's there, but you're not, but you're still working with it. Because like we spoke at the beginning, the mind does anything you instruct it to. It listens to everything that you're saying. So if you're telling it, I'm going to heal this bit, it's fine, whether you felt it or not.
I'm just going to say something. It's very incredible because I'm actually a person that I was never on a diet in my life. I never actually felt guilty of eating anything. I love chocolate and sweets and I just did it thinking, okay, I have no problem. Like, I don't know if this is going to work for me. But it actually made me very emotional because I realized that when I was trying to understand, what situation do I eat? Because even not being hungry, is it because I love food or is there something else? I actually understood that it was to say, you did a good job today, so you can have this, or you just did something amazing, so you can have this. Or maybe I didn't even need it most of the times, and actually made me feel very, I'm very emotional without realizing I was feeling this. So maybe it's the opposite for who feels something that they need to fix something. Maybe it's harder to feel, where instead if you don't focus on it too much, maybe it's easier for you to feel it. It's a bit weird. I don't know. Tell me if I'm totally out of it or
100%, that's right. 100%, that's right. It's when you let go of the focus and you're like, oh, I'm just not feeling anything. And then it comes in because your feeling is not with your thinking, it's with your feeling. And if you're thinking about feeling, it's really hard to feel it. So yeah, that's spot on. But yeah, reward eating, well, that's amazing. So all of these feelings, and they are like a feeling, that before that have a thought. And so for you, the thought was, oh, I'm allowed this, I can reward myself, this is my prize. And for everyone else, you will have a thought before that feeling. It might take a bit of time to find it. You don't need to find it right now. As long as you have a feeling, that's enough, okay? And the practice that you will do when it comes up is literally relaxing into your body. So we're going to practice it now. Taking a deep breath in. Keep your eyes open or closed, but open is very powerful as well. It's a way of taking control back of your body. And you'll notice you feel very different, even though it's a very simple practice. Feel the air traveling up your nose. Feel your head. Feel the top of your head. Feel the skin on your head. Feel the back of your head. Really imagine, focus, and feel and think about the back of your head. Feel your neck. Feel your ears. Feel your nose and your eyes. And now allow with your breath for all your facial muscles beginning to relax. So with intention, with your breath, letting go of all tension from your face. Bringing specific attention to your jawline. Breathing out through your jaw. Letting it go, letting your jaw slightly drop. Then feeling your shoulders, your arms all the way down to the fingertips. Feeling the air, filling your lungs. Taking a deep breath in, holding it for a moment. Breathing out completely. Feeling your spine. Straightening your spine. Trusting your spine to hold you. Knowing that it's perfect in every way here to support you. And all your bodily functions. Now focusing on your stomach. Noticing if there's any tension in your stomach and breathing it out. Relaxing your stomach, allowing room for your organs to work perfectly. Feeling your hips and imagining that anything around your hips, any stagnation, anything that prevented you from doing something is disappearing. That your hips are flexible. Now breathing into your legs. Breathing into them by imagining your breath traveling all the way to your legs with your intention, attention, and focus. Feeling your knees, your calves, your feet. And now feel the bottom of your feet and imagining that imagine that you're breathing out of the bottom of your feet. You're breathing into your nose. And you're breathing all the way through your body. The energy is moving and you're breathing out of the bottom of your feet. You may even notice that your feet start to warm up or tingle. If not, just keep on imagining that you're breathing out of the bottom of your feet. And now feel your body as a whole. Feel yourself in your body. Now imagine your thoughts, imagine your mind, and see it as a clear white light. Allow this clarity to flood your mind. And if there are any thoughts or concerns, simply put them into a little cloud and let them float around. Otherwise, it's a clear sky, beautiful bright light. And now imagine that the most soft, gentle, loving, nurturing light is flooding into your emotions, bringing them into peace and harmony. And then if you closed your eyes, gently opening them and intending for the room, the space around you, the space around your body, feeling the peace in your emotions, feeling the peace in your mind, filling the space around you with a loving, gentle energy, supportive energy, a strength. So it's like you're pushing this beautiful energy that you've created in your body slightly outside of you. You might even want to imagine that you have sunlight in your room or warmth or anything like that, but just create this beautiful space around you. Choosing the perspective that you see. Choosing, if you wish to see your room in a beautiful light, that is the perspective you are choosing. Okay. And now I just want you to take a moment to feel how strong you feel and settled. As you practice this, it can become a really quick thing. You can literally achieve this in 2-3 breaths. You will drop into your body, relax your jaw, expand your mind, settle your emotions, and bam, you're in your strength. You're outside of the flood of hormones that are linked to emotions and thoughts. You're settled. So the practice is to do with changing your perspective internally and externally. And it's best achieved from my experience through this practice. Feeling your body, being in charge of yourself. Are there
It's
any...
definitely powerful. Thank you, Ekaterina. I definitely felt it, and yeah, for me it was really powerful. Like the moment from my point was that when you told me to breathe through my feet, that was very powerful for me.
Yes.
And I actually felt it. That was when the link connected, which was very nice. I don't know how it was for others. Please, if you want to share it.
You always take a moment to me to be able to do this exercise to calm myself. I think that's always the problem in everything, meditation, yoga. Just takes me a long time to get to that space. That was my next question, actually. Like, as Nora said before, is there some practices you do every day then? Is there a kind of program you try to put your body through to be able to achieve a well-being, a mental well-being, and all of this?
100%. So this kind of practice it's really powerful, but I have certain little tricks that through NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, or just habit building, that I've linked specific types of breath to fully straight away dropping into a meditative state. But you don't even have to do NLP. Yoga, yogic pranayama practices provide you this. And what I noticed is that there's a particular type of breath that when you go into meditation, like real deep meditation, it just automatically happens. Like you can't be in meditation without that breath. And so if you create that breath, then you'll go into a meditative state. So you're doing it like backwards. And the breath that works for me the best, and we can all try it, is it's a very slow breath that you breathe through your nose, slightly locking your throat. So it's like, it makes a funny noise. I don't know where my microphone is, but it's like the sea. So you're like, it's like you're sucking your breath in, you're having resistance.
Is something that in the yoga practice that I teach, we call it the Ujjayi breath,
Yes.
which is Victoria's breath. And then it's something that I always tell my students, imagine Darth Vader, so that kind of a type of a sigh that hits the throat. Yeah, that's practiced, and in Ashtanga yoga, that's practiced through the whole practice, not only as a part of the breathing. And that's also in Ashtanga yoga, it's also the music to the practice, because there is no music actually put for the practice. Yeah, and I find it as well very powerful. It takes a bit of a time to get there, to start hearing that sigh at the throat, but I definitely can relate to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll find in traditions so many tools that you can use. We don't have to invent new stuff. And so you don't need to do it for very long, just a short period of this breath. And then your consciousness, your attention, and practice it with me now, drop it to the back of your head. So imagine that it's not so much that you're out of focus, but like think about the back of your head. So look ahead, look in front of you, but feel the back of your head. Feel like you're all the way in your body. And it's almost like your eyes are being pulled slightly backwards. And then do this slow seeping breath, like what you said. Anyway, I'm not gonna ruin the Indian language. So drop in, like feel yourself at the back of your body, feel you're at the back of your head, feel the back of your spine, you're in your body, and then gently breathe in and then breathe out through your feet. So you're feeling all of your body, and you're noticing the back of your body. You're doing this seeping breath, and you're feeling the bottom of your feet at the same time, the energy flowing. That's what I do to go instantly.
It's very powerful, this, and I haven't used it in my practice, this breathing out through the feet. That's something completely new. That's my complete take of from here, and I'm probably gonna steal it for
That's
my
totally
classes.
fine. I'll tell you a story of how I came up with it. It's actually really funny.
Please tell us.
When I was living in England in Buckingham, I was working at the Motor Insurance Bureau, and I had a really good wage, but I was spending most of my money doing courses and all this other stuff. And I lived in a really old cottage, which only had electrical heating. It was really expensive. Like, I don't know, if I had it on properly in the winter, it'd be like 300 euros a month or something. It was just too much for me. I didn't want to spend that. And so I was doing all the energy practices every evening and studying all the Reikis and mixing them in and doing all this stuff. And then one day I realized that if I breathe the energy out of my feet, they warm my body. It warms my body up. And then I could save on my heating. And so, like,
That's a very practical way.
that's how I came up with this practice. And then I noticed that everyone who especially are really in their head or have a lot of anxiousness or tension, if you get them to go through the whole body and breathe out of their feet and just connect something, and then the energy, just like my body when it started warming up, something flows fully. But yeah, it was created for a practical warmth to start off with.
That's a very, very nice story as well. I'm going to be remembering every time I'm cold and my feet are cold. Here in Cyprus, that's really common with all the, how to say, stone flooring. That's really common to have cold feet. So I'm going to be breathing into the feet. But coming into the summarizing, like we have done the practice today of we practiced something that was like related to the food, how to just calm down and how to get into the body. If you just give us some guidelines, what people can do from this point on that could help them, maybe something that they could do easily every day, or to start with, if you can just give us some guidelines.
I'm going to give guidelines in relation to what we covered today so that it can wrap it up. Number one, self-awareness. Awareness of your thoughts. My favorite thing is journaling. So keep a little journal or in your phone notes or recording notes to remember what kind, and positive thought patterns as well. So noticing, I'm really positive, I'm really good about this. Like, what is the trigger for this? I'd like more of this. Okay. So self-awareness. Number two, questioning. Questioning, is it true? Is this thought really true? Am I really this? Is it really that? Am I just taking it personally? Am I making assumptions? I'm stealing the 4 agreements now, but but yeah, the book, excellent book, 4 agreements. So am I making assumptions? Am I just imagining stuff? Is this thought really true? Challenge things which aren't true. Next, make your mind your best friend. And remember, it's like 2 or 3 years old, so you've got to be really fun and really nice and really kind and like motivate yourself in amazing, positive ways. Not just chocolate or food as a reward. It is a reward system, but maybe you could get it other rewards. And after all of that, based on the practices that we did, when the feeling comes or before the feeling comes, take charge back of your body. So you stop, you feel yourself, you breathe all the way. So your feet, your stomach, and your jaw are key. If all those 3 things are relaxed, you fall out of this hormonal disbalance back into balance and be able to make decisions which are good for you.
So when you say feeling, you mean any feeling, any negative?
Any feeling. So from the practice that we did, that this is one particular feeling, but you have other feeling, like I'm really angry, I'm really anxious, I'm really whatever. Even it's better not to own it, actually. I'm not using the right language. It's better. At the moment, there is an experience of anger. I am not anger. I am peace. So I should really use the correct language. And you stop and restructure. And what you'll notice, if you keep on doing this practice, is that you'll have like a 10-second gap before falling into the feeling that you don't want in the future. You'll actually make a choice, like, am I even going to get angry about this or not? Am I going to play around with this energy? And then you'll realize that you're a bit of an actor. Well, you are the lead role in your life. It's like, oh, am I gonna make it a melodrama? Is it gonna be a comedy, a romance? And then you have this like 10-second gap.
So then you activate the jaw, feet, and what was the third one that you can use to ground?
Stomach. Okay. So especially feelings of anxiousness, worry, a lot of the time they're in the stomach area. And I'll give you a bonus practice. Something I use and I believe works really, really well is to help you stay youthful on your face, is the practice that we did about relaxing your muscles. So you're breathing into each part and you're releasing all the tension from your face. But as you do it, what you're doing is releasing emotions imprinted from your face. And a lot of our lines, a lot of our aging happens from emotions that get stuck in our muscles. So this breathing technique with facial relaxation, but you've really got to make sure that you're letting go of this muscle around the eyes, the jaw, and it will do wonders for your complexion.
Magic. That's also, instead of creams, it all becomes really financial, with financial benefit of warming the feet and, relaxing into the face and not using, anti-aging creams. That sounds really wonderful. I just wanted to say a huge thank you for you to coming here, to sharing all of this experience with us and being mindful of the time. And also that I think everyone has got a lot of valuable information here. And I believe all of this is going to be really valuable on to repeat, so you can come back to the recording and you can do it again with us and you can keep doing it. And I definitely have the same experience. I have to agree that through the practice, sometimes it's really funny that you get to decide, you want a melodrama, you want a huge drama, you want a thriller, what is it gonna what today is gonna be unfolding with. And of course, we are all humans, so sometimes it doesn't happen for any of us. Definitely for me, it doesn't happen every single time. I'm still improving. There's loads to improve on, so don't be hard on yourself as well. But yeah, we covered today really a lot. And just to capture this on the recording, I want to say, if you have any questions, any further, you want to hear more of Ekaterina, more of her knowledge, just send me an email, drop it in the message box, in the comment zone, so I know that there's a lot of value that you got, so I can get in touch with Ekaterina and we can do it again and again and again with a lot of information. I'm sure Ekaterina has so much valuable information and knowledge to share, and today is one of the examples of it. And I want to thank you very much for for sharing all of this with us so generously. I'm gonna stop the recording after Everyone gets to say something to you, and you get to say something to us. So I'm just muting myself now.
My first question is because I'm a big fan, so I already really like you a lot. So is there anything you have online that I can follow, or what's your presence like? Is there anything that I can just see what you're up to?
Yes, so I'm just finishing up the website, which will have a private members area where there will be weekly classes and meditations. I always run weekly meditations, but because I'm doing a bit of a restructure, I've put everything on pause, but next week it's starting again. I've got the Peace of Mind group online, which is a private group where I'm doing little challenges and posting daily things. And there's a few videos that you can go through already that are there as content forever. And also, of course, I provide one-to-ones, and I'll be doing more and more courses and more things. So join the Peace of Mind group, and as soon as the website's ready, you'll be notified as well. Thank you for asking. It's nice.
So yeah, just if Nora can tell us how to do it, or you can provide links later, I'm definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
I will include it, and the platform is Facebook, right? There's a Facebook
at
group.
The moment, yeah. At the moment, yeah.
So I will include this information in the follow-up email, so you will definitely have it there, link to the group.
Perfect, thank you. And since I was already on it, maybe I can share. For me, it's really a perfect time because I'm a team coach. So, and there is it's at an IT company, so there is so much change happening right now, and I don't believe in some of it as well. So I'm fighting it on the way as well. I would have done it differently. So there is so much going on, and I'm dealing with a lot of emotions right now, and I still need to be the person that is the grounded one that brings everyone along with themselves while I am a mess right now. I feel that way at least. So actually for me, it's a good reminder that I cannot fight it. I'm a person who needs reflection, meditation, and that's very valuable. And I see it right now immediately. So I just need to come in terms with it and find my way. And in addition to that, as you mentioned, exactly, I'm in the process when I'm very aware that I'm my worst enemy, actually. I really know that. I'm the person who says it's always your fault. So for me, it's really finding a way to befriend myself. That's the major challenge for me. So it was perfect timing for me. So thank you. It was very valuable.
Thank you for sharing.
Excellent. I'm really happy to hear that. And in the Peace of Mind group, I did a video, I think last week, about goal setting. And it's something that you might want to watch, because sometimes when you're going through a lot of change there, even though you're busy, you might want to work on your own goals. And it's all about how to make them meaningful, big enough, and all this stuff. So that might give you, so you can still have some fun of creating something you actually like, rather than just being like, all right, I'm being driven in this change I don't like. So you have something fun, That's a positive reward system.
I don't know if anyone else wants to share something before I close the recording.
Yeah, for me it was amazing. Thank you very much. And I'm actually looking forward to reading some more on your Facebook page. I really want to learn to be able to calm myself, get into a deep meditation. I've been trying for a long time, and I think I'm just either not finding the time or struggling with believing that I can do it. It's very easy to say, no, I cannot do meditation. I can do anything else, but I cannot do that. Where instead, I think everyone can. It's annoying that you become your worst enemy, as Gergana said. It's incredible. I don't know why we get there. It's sometimes a bit annoying, to have to go back to believing. Like I feel when I was 8 years old, I was so much more powerful and believing in myself and doing anything. And then you just everything becomes more difficult. But thank you very much. Thank you, Nora, for doing this.
Thank you for coming on and joining us. Being mindful of a time, I'm just going to give the last word to Ekaterina to say if there is something left to say, and I can still stay on the call. It's just to close the recording.
Yep, just thank you so much for giving up some of your Saturday. I'm so thrilled that you found what I shared useful, and there is loads more, and we can do so much work together and have loads of fun. So I'm really, really excited. Thank you so much, Nora, for giving me this opportunity to connect with these lovely ladies and you. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you. And indeed, there was a lot of material that we didn't cover. There were loads of topics that we even didn't touch. So there is more material to, to talk. Just let me know if you're interested, and then we can also include it in the months to follow in the Wellbeing Brunching. Other than that, I wish you an amazing. Your journey is amazing. Whatever you are, whatever you're struggling with, your well-being journey is unique. So take your time, and as already Ekaterina said, treat your mind as a little baby. You can do it and make it fun, and stay within the joy. Till the next Wellbeing Brunching. The Wellbeing next one is going to be on 27th of March, because the March is a long month. I'm bringing them two. Next time we will have amazing yoga teacher talking about embodied practices. So stay with us, subscribe if you want to receive the notifications when that's going to happen, all the links and everything. Yeah, till the next time.